What's up YouTube? My name is Chad. This is the Wisco Boater channel, and I'm coming to you today from this old 1974 Sea Ray SRV 170. I'm sitting on top of the motor right here. I bought this as a parts boat just to put some stuff on my shelf and keep things, in stock, so to speak, for whatever project might be next. I'm just getting ready to go over to buddy's house and pull this motor out, but that's not what this video is about. I wanted to do an update on where I'm at with Clifford, the Regal 2665 that we've had for 3 years now. It's been for sale since, I believe, September. It's now the end of May. It's Memorial Day weekend. And it's been a long road to get where I'm at with the sale of that boat. We're almost there, but I wanted to go through the process that it took to get to this point. Now, boat sales are through the roof. Some boats dealers and sellers can't keep on the floor. Some of them don't even make it to the internet because they sell so fast. My boat is a very nice size boat for a family or a weekend type of boater. It's a length overall 30-foot Regal 2665 Commodore Express cruiser with you can see some pictures here. It's got a head with a shower, aft queen bed, forward V berth, dinette, galley, microwave stove, refrigerator, all that stuff. Real nice boat. I've redone the seats. You've seen that video, I'm sure. I've redone the helm. There's been some big maintenance items done. The yoke and U-joint and the drive were replaced. I've just had a long list of things that I've done to this boat, and it's really a nice boat. And I'm obviously, you could take that as me being a little bit biased because all the work that I've done to it to make it as nice as it is to this point. However, there are the things that have kept this boat from selling quickly. I think number one is the fact that it does not have a trailer. Now, I had a trailer for this boat. I sold it a couple of years ago to a super nice gentleman. Dave, if you're watching, how you doing? I just spoke to him the other day. He's still using the trailer for his boat, and we keep in touch. He lives up in Sturgeon Bay, where we keep the boat. But my boat does not have a trailer. The other two things I think that made it a little bit more difficult to sell is the fact that it does not have onboard air conditioning, and it does not have a generator, onboard generator. So those three things I think is, my camera's wobbling here. So those three things I think is what has kept my boat from selling quickly. Over the winter, it was shown probably 14 times. As we got into nicer weather, March, April, May, it was shown more and more. We actually had a contract on this boat back in March for I think it was $28,000. So that would have been a decent profit on the boat from the purchase price to the selling price. That does not include all the money that I've put into the boat to maintain it. If you look at all that, I probably would lose money. But the point here is to make enough money on the sale of this boat to have money in the bank set aside for the next boat, because the next boat's going to be bigger. We're looking at 38 to 40 foot motor yachts with 2 engines. Slip fees are higher, storage fees are higher, operating costs are going to be higher, maintenance costs are going to be higher. So I'd like to have a nice decent pad of boat bank account money. That deal in March fell through because we got to the point the guy didn't want to survey I don't even think he was going to do a sea trial. It was just a matter of, maybe he was going to do a sea trial, but it was a matter of coming up with financing. Now, I don't know if the guy didn't have good credit or if he just couldn't get a loan on a 2002. Getting a loan on 2002 is not that difficult. Most banks will loan or will lend money up to 20 years old, boats that are 20 years old. Some banks will lend money on boats much older, which is where I'm going to be at. We're looking at boats in the late 80s, early 90s, but I've got a local credit union that will lend money on a boat of any age as long as it is being purchased for somewhere around the NADA book value. So I'll get to that here in a second. That deal, the first deal, as I said, fell through because either A, couldn't get a loan, or B, had bad credit. Or you couldn't find a bank to lend him the money. So that one fell through in over the course of about 10 days. Then my broker showed the boat a number of times, more times between March and the end of April, when at the end of April I got a decent offer on it. We countered back at $29,000 and that was accepted. Where we're at with the boat now, as I said, it's Memorial Day weekend. It's been a month and a day since the counteroffer was accepted and signed by me. The boat, the buyer wanted a survey and a sea trial. He has since backed off the sea trial, but did still want the survey. So 2 weeks ago today, the boat was surveyed and we are still waiting on survey findings. So our survey report. It's been extremely frustrating. My anxiety over this has been through the roof. I've been trying to keep myself busy by working on other projects, kind of just keeping my head in the boat game per se. Since I don't have another boat other than the dinghy to drop in the little lake out here just to get out on the water. I haven't taken the dinghy out yet, but when I do, there'll be a video on that. So a month has gone by. I have paid my slip for the 2021 season. It's a 40-foot slip. That was an increase in cost of about $1,500. My 30-foot slip was $2,300. My 40-foot slip is just over $3,800. You can imagine how that makes me feel having paid for that slip for the season. The marina opened on May 1st. I've missed an entire month at this point with my slip just sitting empty. I mean, Skipper Buzz is probably using it because our agreement says that you rent the slip and if you're not there, they will use it for transient boats. So it's likely being used. It's just every day that goes by that I don't have my own boat sitting in that slip hurts more and more. So we're still waiting on survey. Hopefully that comes here in the next few days. And the closing should be right on top of that. As quickly as the Skipper Buzz Finance Department can schedule that, we will get the closing scheduled and get the Regal Commodore Clifford on its way to its new owner, which will be across Lake Michigan, over in Michigan. I don't know what town or city it's going to, but it is going to Michigan. So after the closing, I am just going to be balls to the wall looking for a boat because I know, A, it's going to take me at least a week to get around to look at the 3 or 4 boats that are on the top of my list, as long as they're still available. That may not be the case. I know one of them has a verbal offer in it already. The other one that I'm really interested in that I'm hoping is still available is this 1984 Catalina 381. It's a 38-foot boat, dual cabin, full forward cabin, full aft cabin with a king bed, giant salon, nice sun deck for sunbathing and swim platform, and aft cockpit for water activities. I really like this boat. So I'm hoping that one's still available. I'll talk more about that in another video if it comes to fruition. I will do a video if I end up going to look at it. So yeah, that's going to take probably a week. You know, if I get an offer in a boat, it will have to be surveyed. And right now, surveyors in the North Chicago area where this boat is are 3 to 4 weeks out. From the time you call them to the time they can get to the boat, 3 to 4 weeks. Do the math, that's the end of June. Then it's probably going to take another 2 to 3 weeks to get findings or a report from the survey. I'm hoping all this will go a lot faster than I'm expecting it to, because if all that time adds up, I'm not going to be on the water in Sturgeon Bay until at the earliest the 4th of July weekend. I think that's the earliest I probably can realistically think I could get a boat on the water in my slip. It's likely going to be mid-July. Then I have a trade show to do at the end of July, which is 9 days long. There's a week, you know, over a week missing right there. So then we'll have August and September, maybe a little bit of October, but that makes this boating season very, very expensive when you consider the $3,800 slip fee that I've already paid. But it's a risk that you take when you're selling a boat in this market and then trying to buy a boat in this market. They are easy to sell if the criteria meets what a buyer is looking for. Missing a few things like a trailer, air conditioning, generator, that's going to bring it down a few notches. But I think we've got a good deal coming together on Clifford, and hopefully the next update that I put out on this will be, hey, we've got the deal closed and I'm going to look at boats now. So that's my hope. Within the next week, I'm hoping that will happen. Now this video will probably come out sometime in mid-June. So by the time you see this, likely something else is already going to be in the works. But keep your eyes peeled to the Wisco Boater channel for further updates on where our boating season is currently at and where we expect it to go. So we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm going to run this boat over to my buddy's farm. We're going to pull this Mercruiser 165 motor out of here and let that airplane go by. So yeah, we'll pull this old Mercruiser 165 out of this boat, and I'll pull the remaining parts off of it, and then we'll take this one up to the landfill. The hull is just too far gone to really do much with. It needs complete sidewall work. There's cracks in the gel coat all over this thing. At some point it looked like it was running into a dock pretty hard, so there's damage up at the bow. So this boat is just not one that I am going to put any time or money into. So parts are coming off to sell or go on that shelf right there for future projects. So I got to get over to the farm. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and send me some comments if you'd like to. And if you want to be notified when I post new videos like this one for updates on the boating season or boating projects, hit that notification bell. We'll see you next time on the Wisco Boater channel. Happy boating, everybody.